Hi, this is Carol Douglas, and you're listening to me at the TRS 24/7 via the Martin Christian Radio Network.
Baby, please don't take your love from me. I am yours forevermore, till eternity. Silence, please. Listen to the words I say. I'm not talking just for play. Listen to me, please. Heaven knows it's not the way it should be, and heaven knows it's not the way it could be. Don't you know? There's no need to leave. Heaven knows I never want to leave you, and heaven knows I only want to please you. Don't you know? Love is what I need. Down inside, don't get caught with foolish pride. Put all the other things aside. It's only you and me. Believe in us. We were always meant to be. Me for you and you for me, till eternity. Heaven knows it's not the way it should be, and heaven knows it's not the way it could be. Don't you know? There's no need to leave. Heaven knows I never want to leave you, and heaven knows I only want to please you. Don't you know? Love is what I need. Heaven knows it's not the way it should be, and heaven knows it's not the way it could be. Don't you know? There's no need to leave. Heaven knows I never want to leave you, and heaven knows I only want to please you. Don't you know? Love is what I need. Heaven knows it's not the way it should be. It ain't your style, so stop with your pretending. So come on down and hear me when I cry.
Welcome back to the Rendezvous Radio Show with Chris
What's
and
up?
Alicia.
Let me
How
tell
you doing there?
I'm doing good, man. That last track brings back so much memories. I mean,
Really? What kind of memories?
I don't know. I remember, like, I grew up in Coney Island, you know, and I grew up in the projects. And I remember, like, hanging out on the balconies, you know. We had, like, a luxurious project because we had a duplex in Coney Island. So I remember, like, hanging out on the balcony in the summer, you know, those hot summer nights, and listening to people blasting this particular music and disco music, you know, on their car stereos, you know, with their boom boxes and stuff like that. And it just brings, I'm getting goosebumps right now. It brings back so much memories, you know, and I'm like so honored to have this particular artist I'm nervous actually.
I've never seen you this nervous,
I know,
to
it's
be honest.
crazy. I mean, it's just very nostalgic for me. It brings back so many memories. The last track was entitled Heaven Knows, and it's part of the tribute, the Donna Summers tribute album by, you know, our in-studio guest today, Carol Douglas. And, you know, we also have Carol Williams, who's going to be in studio too, with us, and she's going to converse with us first. She's going to converse with us, but first we're going to go right into Carol Douglas. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good.
Hi, Cara.
Alicia's never seen me fumble over my words here.
Never. I'm always the one that fumbles. He's so nervous.
Yeah,
It's okay.
like,
Calm down, guys.
yeah, it's an honor. You know, that last track. I mean, that's beautiful. Tell us about that tribute CD that's coming out.
Well, that came about last year, and Linda Clifford, I think Franz Jolie, Anita Ward, and also Thelma Houston. We're all doing a tribute. Each do 2 songs of Donna Summers, and I got what was left, which was Heaven Knows and MacArthur Park, because everybody was handpicking, I want this, and
Right.
I got the leftovers, and I'm kind of glad because I've always wanted to meet Donna Summer. Never had the opportunity, and my granddaughter showed me her DVD, and it was Heaven Knows and MacArthur Park with her singing with her husband from Brooklyn Dreams. And I just was so excited about recording a song of hers. And years ago, I was nominated for a Grammy, and she won.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's okay, because now I'm doing a tribute to her, and I'm sure
beautiful.
she's smiling down from heaven saying,
Beautiful.
go ahead, Carol, do your thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to be involved in it.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful track. I mean, you sang it really, really well. And you know, you were born in Brooklyn, Bedford Stuyvesant, correct?
There you go, Halsey, Lewis, and Stuyvesant. House is
Really?
still standing.
Wow, it's crazy. Do you go back to visit or?
I'm always going by there, reminiscing of the old days. And Linda Clifford and I grew up on the same block too.
Wow.
Yeah, her mom used to take me to dancing school, and now we're doing our shows together. And now this Donna Summer tribute is really exciting. And of course, we got the First Lady Disco book coming out too, and she's in that.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, especially myself being an author, I'm really excited to delve into this book and ask you a lot of questions. But I don't know, do people know that you went to school with Gregory Hines, Bernadette Peters, and Patty Duke?
Some people do, some don't, and I hope you guys know now.
Yeah, do you still converse with them?
Oh, yeah, I went to see Bernadette when she was in Follies. We took pictures together, and it's on my Facebook, and I'm just so excited about. And also, I forgot to mention Bonnie Bedelia. She was Bruce Willis's wife in the movie Die Hard. I'm like, how did she become an actress? It was her sister that was supposed to be the actress, and she wound up being the actress. And now she's doing movies with Bruce Willis, and on and on.
That's crazy. Now tell us about your first hit song, and tell us what record label was that produced?
Well, Doctor's Orders was on Midland International, and Mid-Song International. Then they changed it to Midland. We had Silver Convention, myself, John Travolta. He was on my label, and Wardell Piper. And it was really exciting back in the day.
Yeah, Doctor's Orders was number 2 on the disco chart back in the day, 1974, correct?
Yes, it was.
It must be an honor, right? To have
Yes, it is.
I mean, you were almost there to number 1, but still, people still remember you today, so it
I
doesn't really
know.
matter if you made it to number 1 or not.
I know.
It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And it's been remixed. I mean, because I'm a DJ myself, and the song's been remixed, into like a house track and stuff like that. Do you ever hear it remixed by DJs and say to yourself, they ruined it?
Well, Carol Williams' son, DeVern, who's my nephew, he's always playing everything for me. So I think I've heard just about everything that was done through DeVern Williams. He says, listen to this CD. He calls me CD. He calls Mom CW because it gets confusing with the Carol and Carol. And he lets me hear everything. So I've heard kind of some of the mess ups that they've made. But it's okay. Everybody's professional. It's the industry. It's fun. It's just music.
Right. Now, do you ever hear have you ever heard your track like played on a soundtrack of like say Chips or a show, a sitcom, and you say to yourself, wait a minute, did I give permission for that?
Yeah, I've heard it on, as a matter of fact, it's been on General Hospital, Sex and the City.
How does that feel like when you hear your song?
Well, it was really, I was surprised because I didn't know they were going to actually play it. I just happened to be looking at the television.
Do you get right on your phone and like, General Hospital?
Well, I didn't know who to call.
Yeah,
at that
listen,
time.
I need my residuals.
I need my residuals.
Well, it's coming, trust me. And, I was notified for Last Days of Disco. I knew that was going to be in the movie soundtrack, but I didn't know it was going to be the first song of the movie actual opening.
Wow,
they tried to find me for the movie. I was like right there on Broadway somewhere shopping or something. And they couldn't find me to be in the movie, but at least the song made it there.
Sweet.
Yeah, now speaking of Broadway, I know you, years ago, you were on the Patty Duke Show. Recently, we saw you on Madhouse TV on Evan Ginsberg's Legends Show. Outside of singing, have you dabbled in any acting or any Broadway? Or
No, not really. I've just really been doing concert dates and track dates. That's basically what I do. Sometimes with a live band, sometimes just the CD and myself.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
do you have a most memorable concert that you've performed at?
Let's see.
It's been so many,
Well,
right?
I always say Studio 54 because Gloria Gaynor and I opened 54. That
is
was
sick.
that was exciting. That's was really
nuts.
exciting back
Wow.
in the day.
Wow, that's crazy. So, I wanted to ask you, tell us about, growing up in that era of when disco was just hitting, the height of popularity. And tell us how you feel now that disco is kind of like out of the, away from the mainstream. You don't really hear it. And tell us, has it been easy for you to, develop new fans that have never heard you before, like the new generation? Have you developed new fans? Have you been able to develop some new fans?
Yes, I have. I've been very fortunate, to be working ever since I recorded Doctor's Orders. It's been basically nonstop. Is that you're not always performing in New York. You go out of the city, out of the country. You go to Europe. I'm very big in Europe. South America, Brazil, certain places that I haven't been, and now I'm meeting people from other countries that come here, and they're in the clubs, and I heard your record, and I'm from Spain, or I'm from this one, So the younger kids, they come to your concert with their grandparents or their parents, and they go, we're fans. We here, thanks to Joe Corsi.
Right. Joe Corsi.
Joe Corsi.
I think we're both
I'm
Facebook
Facebook
friends with
friends
him.
with Joe.
He's
Okay.
a great guy.
He is the
Oh,
greatest.
what a
He
great guy.
keeps the classics alive. You got to give it to him.
You got to give him props for that. That's
Yeah.
awesome, Alicia.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about that. How has the music industry changed in the past?
Well, it's a lot easier to
40
produce
years.
a record now.
It's
right?
easier now, right? But now that the songs are being sold like on iTunes, I know you have your new songs now. They're available on iTunes. We'll get into. What is the difference in your eyes between seeing your songs internet reachable on iTunes as opposed to going to a record store and buying a record?
Well, that's kind of different. I mean, I guess you got to go be with the times.
Yeah.
What's happening now. It's kind of different. But I mean, you can still go to the record stores and buy a record if
Right.
you want.
Yeah.
But everything's so convenient. You do it, all the shopping at home and stuff. So
What's one of the technological advances that you're having difficulties adjusting to?
me, I would say the iPhone. Right?
The iPhone. Yeah.
Yes, I don't have one yet, but it's okay. I'm going to get one. I'm going to learn how to use it. But
It's an amazing tool, and
It
I
is,
can't
it
live
is.
without it. The
I
thing's
hear
always
you.
in my hand. I mean, I swear, everywhere I go, it's in my hand. It's
I
either
hear
in my
you.
hand or my back pocket, and I always know where it is. I've never lost it, knock on wood, because it's always it's like my third hand. It's
I hear
it's
you.
crazy.
I can attest to that. Yes.
So anyway, we're speaking with Carol Douglas here. She's in studio, and we also have Carol Williams. How are you, Carol Williams?
I'm fine. It's great to be here today, Alicia and Chris.
Yeah.
Thank
How
you.
are you? You look beautiful.
Yeah,
Both of you look
Thank you.
stunning.
Thank you so much.
No,
Thank
no
you.
problem, no
Now,
problem.
have you guys always been friends, like the best of friends?
Well, before Carol does her great interview, when I first met Carol, when I first auditioned for Doctor's Orders, Gloria Gaynor was in one room, Carol Williams and her group, the Geminis,
That is sick.
were in the other room, and I saw these fabulous shoes. I didn't know who this lady was. I'm like, the shoes. Who wonder who that is? And next thing you know, years later, I guess I went on to make my album, and Carol was recording, and we just happened to be doing a show, I think at the Fun House back in the day, and we were all pregnant. Lolita Holloway, Carol, and I. So we had three
Wow.
stomachs there, and I think all of us were carrying boys, and we all had to perform, and that was really the highlight of me meeting Carol. I had forgotten. She had to remind me, we were pregnant when we met, and we've been friends ever since. We're like sisters. We have so much in common, and I even live at her house right now. I'm a house guest.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now you're going to Vegas, I think, right? Or
I'm
no?
planning to move to Vegas soon. I don't know when, but I do want to move to Vegas.
Do you find that where you live, that your locale affects your music career? Like, do you think Vegas will be better for your music career, or it's just a personal choice?
It's just a personal
Okay.
Personal choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carol,
Definitely.
you had a hit song entitled "More." When was that? Like, what record label was that produced under? And tell us how high did it peak in the in the charts?
The record label was Salsoul. I was the first female artist to sign with the Salsoul label, which had Lolita Holloway, Double Exposure, Charo, I think, and quite a number of different other artists. The record peaked. I really don't know exactly how far it peaked because there was so many different.
It peaked at number 4.
Oh, really? Well, I'm finding this out.
He knows everything. He's been a DJ
That's
for
wonderful.
forever.
I'm just finding this out, so I'll definitely use that
All right.
anytime.
Yeah, use it. Yeah,
But
pick it up.
yes, I was with Salsoul, great label. In fact, just last week they had an induction of the Salsoul Orchestra and the MFSB. They are the same band. And they also, my producer, Vince Montana Jr., he was inducted in the Hall of Fame as a producer for Salsoul. So it was so great to go there and see so many people that I hadn't seen in years, you know. Earl Young was there with the Tramps, which is the drummer for the Salsoul Orchestra. Yeah. He is the drummer, and so many different other people. It was amazing. We were there for 2 days.
Now, you know, I grew up, I'm 41 years old, and I grew up in that era, but I wasn't old enough yet to experience what it felt like going to these venues and watching a live performance, you know, a legendary live performance, you know, involving, you know, you beautiful ladies. We recently had the opportunity. We got invited to go see Air Supply. We had them on the show, and they sent us tickets to go see them at BB King's.
Oh boy!
And I was like, this is what it must have felt like to go see, you know, a performance back in the day. It felt very, you know, nostalgic, like very old fashioned type of feel. You know, the whole thing with the band playing there and the people sitting down eating and.
I think that for Carol and I and most of the girls that were in disco, it wasn't any sitting down. Right. It was a dance floor with, it just looked like millions of people, right, Carol?
I'm telling you.
And I'll never forget, I always tell this story. Carol and I did the Limelight. It was the Limelight.
Yes, I remember the Limelight.
And it was a Sunday night. I think we left and got there about maybe 12 midnight. We didn't go on until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
That's when we went on. I couldn't believe people were still, it looked like it was more people by 4 o'clock than it was when we were there at 12. And I said to Carol, don't these people have to go to work for Monday? They're still partying, and we haven't even went on, and we didn't even do our show yet. It was just a fantastic era to be in. Everywhere you went. I remember doing New York with Gwen McGrae and Luther Vandross. Our dressing room.
You just name dropping all over the place, huh?
Yes.
This whole studio is full of name drops everywhere.
And it was New York, and the dressing rooms were upstairs. And we had to take an elevator to get down to the stage. I was the first one to go on stage. Well, it took at least 40 minutes for me to get down the elevator, for the elevator to get to me,
right.
Bring us down. And then, I mean, it was just unbelievable. Yeah. That's the way the clubs were.
Awesome. You're on TRS 24/7 with Chris and Alicia. We have in-studio guests, Carol Williams and Carol Douglas. You know, Carol Williams, you had a string of songs that you released in the 80s.
Yes.
One of them was Can't Get Away From Your Love.
Yes.
The other one was What's the Deal? In 1987 you released it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that and the success of that string of releases.
Those songs two of those songs that you just mentioned, in fact, Carol Douglas is on one that you didn't, which is Have You For My Love.
Have You For My Love.
That's me, Carol Douglas, Will Downing, and Jeff Smith, great vocalist. Will Downing is like a jazz artist now, right. But that's us, the four of us on background. And those songs, I actually went to Paris because of those songs.
Right.
And I had stopped doing it. I wasn't even doing those songs. I had to learn them all over again to go to Paris, which was in 2012.
Right.
So that was just a different type. It was more R&B kind of
R&B,
thing.
Yeah. You know, I always tell people about the history of house music. House music originated from disco.
Yes.
You know, and how, you know, back in Chicago, there was these underground discos, and they didn't want disco played. They thought disco was like the rock, and it was like it made people evil, and they would go all underground to these warehouses to play the disco. Mm-hmm. And all these disco artists, they would try to kind of disguise the disco into a new beat, a faster beat. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's how house became.
Yes.
I'm just showing off right now. I'm sorry.
Well, I also want to say that a lot of people, I think I had said this on Evan Ginsberg's show. A lot of people don't know that Carol Douglas and myself, we are Kamiko. Mm-hmm. And we had a song called I Feel All Right. which
Really?
Carol is doing
I
the
did
lead
not
on.
know that.
I did not know that either.
Yes, we are Kamiko.
See, you learn something new. You think you know it all.
Wow.
Just when you think you know it all, you don't know anything.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to just, let everybody know about that because everybody used to say, well, the song peaked high on the charts and there was nobody going out as the group, Kamiko, and they didn't know who we were.
Now, did you come up with the name Kamiko, or did somebody name it
No,
for you?
I think Daryl did.
producer.
The producer that we did it for, he came up with the idea of the name.
I did not know
Yes,
that.
yes,
And we found out our secret came out on the radio. One day we just happened to be listening to the radio.
Awesome.
And I think the station Power 105, the disc jockey
It
goes,
was.
I know who Kamiko is. It's Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. Now you come out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
We were like-
I don't think anybody can pull anything over on you. I mean, you're watching General Hospital, your song comes up. You're watching Sex in the City, your show comes up. You're listening to 105, Kamiko. People, you cannot pull the wool
No,
over
you
there.
can't.
Right? If you're
There
going to
you
play
go.
their song, they got to get paid.
That's right.
Carol and I did a lot of background for a lot of different songs. We were on This Beat Is Mine.
Sharon Red.
Sharon Red's I'll Never Give You Up.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of
And
credit.
Sharon
Yes.
did background for me back in the 70s, and I wound up picking
It's like
background
a
for
big
her in the
family.
80s.
It's
It
like
really
a big,
is.
huge,
Yes,
it is.
fraternal family.
Now,
It's amazing.
I want to ask. I know you performed with James Brown and the Village People. Did the Village People take longer to get dressed than you did?
Yes.
They did.
That's a good
Yes, they did. That's a good one.
Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite village people? Who was your favorite guy? The policeman, the Indian.
What he
talking about
was
Felipe?
the construction,
construction worker.
worker.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh, really?
construction worker. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Well, I like the biker and,
The biker.
and Felipe. I knew him very well.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the Indian
Another
headdress.
another memory from Coney Island. I remember at the time my mother's youngest brother was in the military, and every time he would come on leave, he would stay with us. So my first experience hearing YMCA was through him. He had a record player, and he had all the YMCA. And I would go when he was out. He had to put a lock on his door because when he would leave, like I would go in there and play the tracks on his record. That's my memory of YMCA. Oh wow, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about your book and stuff that you guys got in the works. Okay, we'll be right back right after this. You're on the Rendezvous Show with Chris and Alicia.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
Hi, this is Carol Williams, and you're listening to me on TRS 24/7 via the Martin Christian Radio.
It's gonna be different this time, and there'll be no mistaking that you're all mine. It's gonna be different this time, and there'll be no mistaking that you're all mine. It's gonna last a long, long time.
Woke up with that Christian in my head. Only satin sheets. Why ain't you up in my bed? Grabbed the pillow, smelled your aroma. That's when I realized it was over. Oh, oh. Should have never let you go. No. These crystal tears are falling from my eyes. For you, waiting on your call, not for surprise. Baby, ain't gonna give you up. I just cannot get enough. Keep me in your loving arms. This time around, won't let you down.
It's gonna be different this time.
This time,
And there'll be no mistaking that you're all
I'm
mine.
gonna make you all mine. Ooh.
last a long, long time. Hypnotize me, baby, make me feel I'm yours. This mind game you're playing makes me want you more. The loving that you give I can't purchase in no store. I need you for myself, can't see with nobody else. Hypnotize me, baby, make me feel I'm yours. This mind game you're playing makes me want you more. The loving that you give I can't purchase in no store. I need you for myself, can't see with nobody else. Burning with desire in my soul, winding candle lights. Why are you not here to hold? See the pictures that we're taking, all the love that we had, we were making. Oh, oh, should've never let you go. This longing for your touch is just too much for you. Waiting on your call, not for surprise, baby. Ain't gonna give you up, I just cannot get enough. Keep me in your loving arms. This time around won't let you down.
It's gonna be different this time.
This time,
And there'll be no mistaking that you're all
I'm
mine.
gonna make you all mine. Ooh.
It's gonna be different this time.
This time,
And there'll be no mistaking that you're all
it's gonna
mine.
last a long, long time.
It's gonna be different this time.
This time,
And there'll be no mistaking that you're all
I'm
mine.
gonna make you all mine. Ooh.
It's gonna be different this time.
This time.
And there'll be no mistaking.
All right, welcome back to the Rendezvous Show. The last track was by Carol Williams. It's entitled "It's Gonna Be Different." That's one of your new tracks, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
When did you release that?
It was released, I think, the end of August in the UK.
Okay.
It's on the Lovetown All-Star label, which is a compilation of different artists. I think it's myself, and it's Alicia Myers, and I can't remember. It's I can never remember.
That's okay.
But
It's a beautiful.
different,
It's a beautiful
yes.
track nonetheless.
Yes,
and
thank
we
you.
we want to thank you for producing it. It was wonderful. But we all, like we said earlier, we have a lot of fans in Chicago, and we get syndicated in Decatur, Illinois, should I say, to be exact. And there's a gentleman there who owns the radio station, and he was so excited that you were going to be on the air, and he decided to call in. And his name is Alexander Martin. How are you, Alexander?
Hey, doing fine. How you guys are doing?
We're doing
doing
good.
great.
You're on the air with Kristen, Alicia, and Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. You have your questions for them?
Harold Douglas, back in the day when I used to DJ at the clubs, man, and I had that album, and when we put that album on the turntables, the floor just got packed with Dancing Queen. I mean, man, it was that's just an awesome song, and I'm just so excited and nervous right now. I shouldn't be nervous. I'm into radio, man. I shouldn't be nervous, man. I'm just like, wow. If my wife was here, I'd be more comfortable. She had an appointment and everything, and she was like, wow, I wish I could make it. And I said, well, maybe next time.
Hey, we got to have a party, invite you up and come on and hang out with us.
Well, we're planning to go over there and visit his new FM station, which he's working on. We're going to be syndicated there as well.
Okay.
But Alexander Martin, I always sing your praises, for letting us be syndicated via your network and stuff like that. And let me tell you, you guys got something going over there that's really, really great, and we're thankful for it.
Yes, Chris and Alicia, we love you guys being aboard, teaming up with us. And I thank God, man, that we found you guys, on the internet, man, and this thing is just so exciting, man, and awesome, and I'm just keeping the faith with everything, man, and it's just going to be explored, man, with this internet radio, and then this FM coming aboard, man. It's just so exciting, man, and a lot of people are donating things to us and everything, and Carol Douglas, hey, we need to put on. I need to put on my bell bottoms and my afro, man, and you sing that song.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
There you go. There you go. Let's party on over here. All right now.
Carol was telling us before how her songs were played on General Hospital. One night she was watching the show Sex and the City, and boom, there was her song Doctor's Orders on Sex and the City, and so her's just everywhere.
Wow.
And Carol Williams has performed with James Brown, the Village People, Thelma Houston, the Tramps. I mean, there's so much history in this room, Mr. Martin. We wish you were here right now.
Wow, I do too, man. This is so awesome, man, to just be on the phone line with you guys, man.
Ask away. Take the opportunity now and ask them whatever you want.
But hey, you guys are okay. What are you guys doing now? You guys you're doing more music or different music. I mean, what you guys are? You know, can you tell me a little bit? You know, where I can relay that to my wife. Well, she's going to hear this anyway.
Okay.
So.
Well, Alex, you're starting with Carol Douglas. Well, I'm still doing track dates. I do concerts. I have a contact number so I can come out to Chicago.
Yeah, she wants to go on and perform over there. They're doing tour
Carol
dates.
and I would love to come out there, and I've got the contact for you. I'm doing a Donna Summer remake now called Heaven Knows.
We just played that.
And I'm still singing Doctor's Orders. That's the Rent song. I got to sing that. Got to sing that. And we're still out here performing and giving people, letting everyone reminisce and still feeling the love and you know, going back. And we're having so much fun still. You know, I've been very blessed to, God is so good that I've 37 years next year for me for Doctor's Orders and on and on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll definitely want to be there when you guys come up in Chicago. We'll love to.
Well, we got to try. We got to try to book us some dates over there.
We got to get to Decatur.
To Decatur and
Decatur.
Decatur, Illinois.
Decatur.
People think
Oh,
it's Decatur, Georgia. No, it's Decatur, Decatur, Illinois. Decatur, Illinois.
Decatur, Illinois.
Alicia always says Decatur just to annoy me. She knows it's Decatur.
That's why I'm repeating it where she can get it.
No problem.
Yeah. So
And how about you? Can you, Mrs. Williams? Yeah.
Oh yes, I don't think I've ever been to Chicago. I've never performed in Chicago, but I would love to. I'm sure Carol would too, and some of the ladies are in the First Lady of Disco book. We do have a book out, and we're going to talk about that a little later, I think. But we're all very excited about doing shows together, and it's put a lot of us together because we haven't seen each other. Carol and I see each other all the time, but some of the girls that are in Florida and in California, we haven't seen them, but we're looking forward to doing shows with them.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Martin, we want to thank you for calling into our show. And listen, this is going to be great, a great partnership, and we really, Alicia and I really appreciate you guys.
I know. I really appreciate you guys letting me in on this phone call, man. I'm just, like I said, I'm just so excited on things that's going to happen, man. That's all in line, man. And God is so good, man. I mean, this thing is just awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for calling in, and we'll be in contact, okay, buddy?
Okay, you guys take care.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Martin. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Listen, we're going to take a brief break right now. You're on the Rendezvous Show with Chris and Alicia with in-studio guests Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. We'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
Hi, this is Carol Douglas, and you're listening to me on TRS 24/7, The Chris and Alicia Show.
Hi, honey, it's me. I went to see the doctor today, 'cause ever since you've been gone, I had a pain deep down inside. He says there's nothing really wrong with me. I'm just missing my man. So, honey, please, come on home as soon as you can. Doctor's orders say there's only one thing for me, nothing he can do, 'cause only you can cure me. Says in my condition, love's the best physician. He's prescribed a
back to the Rendezvous Show with Chris and Alicia. A very, very special show here on TRS 24/7. We have in studio legendary disco queens, Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. It's been a great interview so far, and we wanna bring in. Actually, you're working on a book.
James has the book. The First Lady. James is the author.
James Arena is the author of the book, and it's entitled First Ladies of Disco.
Yes.
Okay.
And
tell us about that book briefly.
Well, I just love it because it's 32 girls that are in the book, and James personally interviewed each girl. Each girl has her own chapter, and he asked us questions about the era of disco and, how we got into the business, and it's just great. I mean, we know some of the girls, and it's wonderful to just read some of their stories that are similar to ours but different. And each girl has a different view on what they did, what they were doing in that era. So I love it. I think it was needed, definitely.
Yes. So we're going to bring in the author of the book, who actually gave us this opportunity to interview him. He's actually on the air. How are you, James?
I'm doing just fine. It's a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you so much for giving this book a little bit of coverage. It's very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, actually. Like, I know you haven't been listening. If you haven't been listening to the interview, we spoke about how nostalgic it is for me to be able to interview these legendary disco artists on our show and have them actually in studio, and then to know that they're part of this book. Tell us about this book.
Well, I'll tell you, it really was, it sounds corny to say it, but it really was a labor of love. I've loved this music since I was a kid. I started listening to it, I think, when I was about 17 years old, and I just flipped for it, and I've never lost that passion for it. I listen to this music, I think, every day since back in those days, and it's always uplifted me and motivated me. It just had a very powerful effect on me, and I wanted to know more about some of these women who sang it. I was especially intrigued by the female vocalists, since most of them had the biggest hits for this genre. And so I just decided to see if I could write a book about them and see if I could reach a couple of them. I never anticipated I'd get 32, though. I was hoping if I could reach 5, I would have been thrilled by that. But it just had a kind of a domino effect. I actually spoke to the singer Linda Clifford first, and she enjoyed her interview so much that she spread the word amongst other singers, and then sort of just mushroomed from there. And it was a great experience speaking to them.
Yeah, well, that's what I can totally see, because even talking to Carol and Carol in the studio, it's like a big family. Everybody helps each other, loves each other. They're still performing together. So I can see how your dream of 5 would end up at 32.
That's very true. That's very true. And, the other thing about the book is it gave some of these women a chance to tell their stories. And really, of course, we only scratched the surface. There's just so much you can get into in a single book with so many people. But it gives them a chance to tell their stories from their perspectives and in their words, which I think was a very unique opportunity for a lot of them. You hear a lot about the era of the 70s and the early 80s, and disco in general is covered to some degree by the media, but we don't know very much about these women who sang the music and brought it to life.
Yep.
I thought it would be a good opportunity to let them speak and have their voices heard.
This is interesting because I go back to the fact that I was a DJ and I grew up, listening to disco, and then I grew up during the era where disco became house. And like nowadays, you hear their music being sampled on house tunes, and yet nobody knows who the vocalist is. They just like the tune. They're like, "Oh, great tune! It was remixed by so and so," but they don't know who the artist, the vocalist, is behind that track, which is what this book is going to bring to light. Now, tell us, when we first opened up, I was stumbling over my words because I was so starstruck here. Did that happen to you when you conducted your interviews for this book?
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to tell you. I think by the end of the book, I was a little calmer than I was at the beginning, because I sort of started to get used to speaking to some of them. And when you think about it, there's 32 singers in the book, but there's also 10 other people that offered commentary. So, basically 42 people were interviewed for the book. And When I first started talking to them, my goodness, I was literally shaking. Most of the interviews were done over the phone, so fortunately they probably couldn't tell that I was nervous, but oh my gosh, I was incredibly nervous. These were my idols, are my idols. And, to speak to Gloria Gaynor, to an artist like Madeleine Kane, very rare that you can get an interview with her. I don't think she's done one in about 25 or 30 years. She completely left the spotlight. So to get those opportunities, to hear them speak to me directly and to ask them the questions that I always wanted to ask them, it was really incredible. It was just an amazing experience for me.
Yeah, now did you find a similar commonality between all the artists, being that they were all female, all from the disco era? Outside of those two facts, was there something that they all had in common that you didn't expect?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say that the thing they all have in common is, what's the best word for it? They had this tenacity for enduring and hard work. Because the spotlight fell off of them for a time, didn't mean their lives were over. They persevered. Gosh, their sense of perseverance is just amazing. And some of them went through quite a bit of difficulty. I think of Susie Lane. She's one of the singers in the book, and she had a car accident and went through the windshield of her car, which disfigured her face and required years of healing to take place. So here's somebody who went through all that and still has a positive attitude to this day. It really stalled her career out. It was a very difficult thing for her to go through. Some of them experienced the disco backlash that happened when they started burning disco records and they couldn't get as much work. They couldn't get recording contracts. They've been cheated for money by record labels, bad management, you name it. It happened to all of them.
That was a reoccurring theme back in the day, where these these great artists were getting cheated by management, by labels and stuff like that. It's a shame, that if they knew now, if what they knew now, they knew back then, it would have been totally different.
No, absolutely, it would have been different for them. But they came through it, and I'm sure you're seeing this by speaking to these lovely ladies today. That they are very positive people and so good natured. And I think that's absolutely true of everyone that I spoke to in this book.
Yeah, it's
now,
amazing.
was this the first book that you've ever written?
No, it's actually the second book. The first book was on a completely different subject. It was on horror films, which was another passion of mine, but completely unrelated to this one.
Horror films back in the day were hilarious if you watch them now.
That's very true. I loved the films of the 70s. They were great.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't you guys know I did my first movie soundtrack was for The Haunted by Virginia Mayo on RCA, and that was a horror film. And I just really didn't talk about it, but I guess I'll say it now, guys.
Really? Carol?
And the song is called You Make Me Feel the Music, The Haunted. Virginia Mayo is one of the stars in the movie. You got to find that and look that up, everybody.
We're finding a lot about.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah,
it's great. And
we're finding a lot about Carol Douglas.
We're finding a lot.
Carol Douglas is wonderful. She gave me so many details in her chapter, but then when I talked to her after that, she comes up with all these other stories, and I always say to her, "Why didn't you mention that in your chapter?"
That's because we're going to do
really
another daggone book.
That's right. There's incentive.
Part 2. And I was just with Randy from the got to put Randy from the Village People. We just had dinner the other night. What was the name of the restaurant? La Bella. Yeah.
La Bella.
So he's one of my favorites too. Hi, Randy. I know you're listening somewhere.
That's awesome.
Now, why Gloria Gaynor to write the foreword? Gloria Gaynor and Claudia Barry. Why those two did you pick to write the foreword?
I chose Gloria Gaynor somewhat for obvious reasons. I mean, she's certainly probably the best known living female connected to disco since we lost Donna Summer. Gloria Gaynor is considered by many to be the queen of disco for I Will Survive, Never Can Say Goodbye, Honeybee, all the great songs that she did, and she's truly legendary in this industry. I was very lucky to get that forward from her. She's an extremely busy performer, but she did do a great interview with me, and I asked her if she would kindly consider doing the forward, and she didn't hesitate, and I thought she came back with a really wonderful message to kick the book off. Claudia Barry is a longtime favorite of mine. She comes back from the Salsoul Record days, just like Carol Williams. And I just really loved Claudia Barry's music. I thought it was very, very exciting. It had that Euro disco feel to it. And I just always enjoyed her work. And then when I got the interview with her, she was very, very articulate in her interview, and I thought she would probably have some good things to say forward. So I put the spotlight on her for that as well.
Was the decision tough? I mean, was it a tug of war? I mean, you interviewed so many great artists in the book. Was it tough for you?
It was in terms of tough in what way?
For the to write the forward.
To choose Gloria Gaynor, no, that really was a no-brainer. I kind of felt that I wanted a strong name on the cover that people would recognize and would make them, pick up the book and want to read more. And I thought she was a very important representative of disco. So it really wasn't that difficult to choose her. But I'll tell you that every single singer in that book could have written a great forward and provided something of equal merit. It's not a favoritism thing. It's really just sort of a position that Gloria Gaynor holds in this industry. But any one of them, Carol Douglas, Carol Williams, any of them, Norma Jean Wright, every last one of them has something important to say, and their perspectives, I hope, are captured in these chapters, whether or not they did the forward.
Definitely. Well, we are on the line with James Arena and in studio with the iconic Carol Williams and the classic Carol Douglas. They look beautiful. I wish everybody... Well, I'm going to take pictures. Yeah. Everybody can see. I just want to read really quick one of the paragraphs that Gloria Gaynor wrote in her foreword. She wrote, "Disco is the first and only genre of music in the entire history of music to be embraced by every nationality, race, creed, and age group, and these women have helped to make it so. Disco music had the potential to be used as common ground to bring people together who were locked in conflict, but it was never used as such. This is a loss to the world. Many of the women featured in this book are still performing and pleasing crowds across the globe and doing a wonderful job at it. They are a testament to the strength and fortitude of women in general."
Wow.
Beautiful. And I can see that right in Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. Yes. Absolutely.
Isn't that true?
Beautiful.
Wasn't that a wonderful statement?
Excuse me, I just want to say that Carol Williams and James are very good friends.
Really?
They're very good friends.
Is this a secret that we're bringing? Another secret?
Yeah, it's a secret because I think somebody... He deserves to be her friend because she's my friend first,
right.
And now she's James' friends. They're very good friends, and she keeps everything on point for all the divas. There you go.
Now, are we talking friends as in celebrity gossip here? Like, should someone be writing an article about the two of you, or
we're talking about friends as supportive for the
supportive
book
friends,
and our careers, and each one of the girls. We just love James so much because he thought of us.
Yes.
There was
the thought
that he wanted to do this.
Well, you can tell that James, first of all, we can all hear it in his voice, how he's very upbeat and he's full of gratitude, but his opening 2 sentences in the entire book, he has that gratitude and he gives thanks to everybody that's supportive. That makes a great person.
Yes, the book is entitled First Ladies of Disco. 32 stars discuss the era of their singing careers. And this book is written by James Arena. James, we want to thank you for being on our show. Where can people go and purchase this book?
Oh, thank you for adding that. You can get this at Amazon.com. You can get it in a Kindle version or as a physical book. And I hope people will pick it up. I think it would be a great gift for the holidays.
Yes, indeed. We're going to pick one up as well. Anyway, thank you very much for being on our show, and we'll be right back after this. You're on the Rendezvous Show with Chris and Alicia.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
Hi, this is Carol Williams, and you're listening to me on TRS 24/7 with Chris and Alicia.
its child. You taught me what it is to be somebody. You gave life to a useless wandering body. Oh, love is you, you're its smile. Love is you, you're its child. You touched me and I saw God's own heaven. Now I know I'll stay with you forever. Love is you, you're its smile. Love is you, you're its child.
All right, welcome back to the Rendezvous Show, and that last track brings back a lot of memories as well. It's entitled "Love Is You" by Carol Williams. Welcome back. We're in the TRS studios here, and we have in-studio guests Carol Douglas and Carol Williams. Welcome back.
Great to be back.
Yeah, great to be back. We're back from that break, and that's that last track. Can you tell us about that track?
Love Is You is a song that, it wasn't my first single from the album, more with the first one that came out. But I think it was Tom Moulton did a 12-minute version of Love Is You. And when he did that, that was the song that it just kind of took off.
Amazing.
So
that's pretty sick.
I love that song.
Well, we love it too here on TRS 24/7. Being that Alicia and I are old farts as well.
It's so true though, because we're both like, I'm 40, he's 41, so we grew up. At the end of that era, yeah. I mean, I have my Grease soundtrack and my Sean Cassidy soundtrack in the studio. And whenever we listen, we put the music on, we listen to the disco. You can't stop moving and shaking and smiling. There's just something, like Chris said, so nostalgic about it. It's a genre nobody will ever forget.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that there's going to be a big disco show right here in Queens.
Really?
At the World Resorts Casino.
Wow, when is that?
November the 15th.
Write that down, Alicia.
Yes, and it's going to be George McRae, Ecstasy, Passion and Pain, which is Barbara Roy, Chic
And Machine. I think.
and Machine, and the Ritchie family. Yes, and they're also going to be having a book signing at the show. After the show, some of the girls that are actually in the book will be there to sign autographs to anyone that does purchase the book. Beautiful. And the book is going to be able to be purchased right there at the show.
Nice.
So and this is the third show that has been put on for the casino. Carol was in the first show. That was Carol and the Tramps.
France Jolie. And a special guest, Denise Montana of Goody Goody. Which
You guys got such great voices, by the way. I forgot to mention that. You guys sound amazing on the air. We got to have your own radio show here.
That's right.
We got to have you on our network here.
There you go.
The Disco Hour with Carol and Carol. I like that.
We have a lot to tell.
That first show at the casino, they had over 3,000 people.
Wow.
It was, you couldn't even walk. You
Wow.
couldn't. It just
That's
reminded
awesome.
us of back
And
in
everybody
the
was
days
trying to
of
do the
Studio
hustle. I'm like,
54.
come on, you have no room to do the hustle. They were just moving. I never learned how to do the hustle because I was always on stage.
Right.
So, but it's okay. I enjoyed looking at everyone, and now people are like so emotional. I couldn't believe I just went to the wine launching party for the German with Nora of the
Schwartz.
former Chicago Mob Wives, and people were actually crying. I'm like, why are you guys crying? And
because it brings back memories.
Yeah, and thanks to Yolanda. Yolanda hooked us up. I hope you're listening, Yolanda.
Yeah.
She hooked us up. She said, you got to call Alicia. You got to get on her and Chris's show. I'm like, okay, and here we are
Here
today.
you are. Yeah, let me tell you, man. People cry because as soon as they hear your song and they know who you are, they may not know you. They may have forgotten what you look like, but when they hear your name and they hear your song, they're like, oh my God, I remember that time when I heard this song. I was doing this, like me on a balcony in Coney Island. I remember that. Those are things I remember. So that's why people get emotional, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them.
Yeah.
You can't. So Alicia.
So yeah, and anytime you guys want to come back. We would love to do a disco show. We're actually segmenting. Right now we do an indie hour, but we're marketing it down to, a disco hour, a freestyle hour, a metal hour, regular
great.
broadcast.
Yeah,
so we would love to have you guys come back.
Yes.
Thank you. We
anytime.
can tell some of our other diva friends like Norma
Yes,
Jean of
bring 'em
Chic,
down.
Ladies of Chic, and Fonda
Linda.
Ray, Linda Clifford. Because
Evelyn
like a lot of
Champagne
times it'll
King.
be good because once these guys, they usually come into the New York area to perform, they can head on over here to the station.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
We pass the love on. That's one thing Carol and I are about, passing the love on,
That would
keeping
be
things
amazing.
together, and we're very good friends for like 35 years.
That would be amazing.
And God has blessed us, and to meet my new press agent, Gigi.
Yes, Gigi's in the house. She's in the
here
studio,
being-
but she's shy.
Quiet. She's like Charlie's Angels. She just tells you what to do, and we do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us, you guys are available for bookings as well. Where can people contact you in case you have one of these venues that want to get nostalgic and want to book you guys for an act?
Oh wow! And now I can put my bell bottoms and afro wig on and really dance.
Let's do it.
Whoa!
Let's do it.
Well, you can get in touch with me at gotthegig@aol.com.
That's GOTTHEGIG at AOL.com.
There you go, Carol Douglas.
Gotthegig.com. I like at AOL.com.
And how about you, Carol?
And I can be reached at carolwilliams666@gmail.com. And they can ask for Deverne Williams or me.
Do you guys tweet?
I don't know. I
don't think I want to get into that.
I don't know how to do that.
I barely know how to
They
do it
would have
myself.
me off. I would say something really, very, really not nice, and then I would have no more fans.
I have to just say that I just saw Patti LaBelle was interviewed by Oprah 2 nights ago, I guess. And I was surprised. She told Oprah she doesn't have a cell phone. She doesn't have Facebook. She doesn't tweet. She doesn't Twitter or nothing. Nothing. Just a landline. That's it.
Wow.
And she doesn't drive.
She's off the grid.
Yes.
She's off the grid.
Well, she's on the map. Hello, Fred.
She's on the map.
But I was surprised. Yeah. Everybody has some kind of cell phone or something glued to them.
Yeah.
But never.
Right.
She's never had one. She said.
Wow.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you for being on our show, and let me tell you from the bottom of my heart, it was awesome to have you guys here. We loved every second, every minute of it. We loved it. I mean, seriously, we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure for us to be
Thank
here
you,
today.
Chris and Alicia,
Hey,
You're
no problem.
for the
welcome.
honor.
No problem.
Thank you.
And like we said, the book, earlier we had the author of the book, First Ladies of Disco, 32 Stars Discuss the Era and Their Singing Careers, by James Arena. We had the honor to have him on the show as well. We want to thank him for being on our show. We want to thank Yolanda for hooking us up, connecting us with you guys.
Yeah, big shout out to
Big shout out
Yolanda.
to Yolanda. We want to thank Gigi, who's here in studio, but she's very shy, for being here in studio and stuff like that. But again, if you guys want to purchase their new tracks, what's the tribute? It's the Donna Summers tribute.
And I'm doing Heaven Knows It with Arthur Park on iTunes.
On iTunes.
And mine is the Love Town All Stars compilation. Carol Williams. It's going to be different. It's out in the UK, #1 on the Soul Track.
Nice.
Amazing. Well, again, thank you very much for being on our show. You're on the Rendezvous Show with Chris and Alicia.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
Hi, this is Carol Douglas, and you're listening to me at the TRS 24/7 via the Martin Christian Radio Network.
To look for him. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and the music's high. Where they play the right music, everything's fine. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen. Young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, you can dance, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. Though it's easy to turn them on, leave them burning and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, you can dance, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. Dancing queen, you can dance, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen.
You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
The Rendezvous Radio Show is an eclectic broadcast that showcases an array of people, from musicians, sports players, business owners, and charities. We raise awareness of our guests through writing, music, radio, television, advertising, and social media outlets. From personal interviews and written articles about yourself, your business, or your clients, to creating a personalized book or professional biographies, we got you covered. Have an upcoming event? Need to be promoted? Be a part of the Rendezvous Radio Show with Chris and Alicia, or come to Madhouse TV Studios and get seen. Don't you deserve it? Our goal is to be the pinnacle of all radio broadcasts. As we continue to grow, our primary focus is on our clients, our endorsers, our listeners, and our guests. Without all of this working together, we wouldn't be where we are today.